At 9:17 p.m. on a cold Tuesday night, a robbery turned deadly at a small neighborhood pharmacy. The cashier was shot. The attacker fled. Within hours, the police announced they had a suspect. Her name was Elena Brooks. Elena was 27 years old, a single mother, a night shift nurse, the kind of person who lived on coffee and overtime just to keep the lights on and her daughter in school. On the night of the crime, Elena was not running from a pharmacy. She was on the third floor of Mercy General Hospital. There were time clocks, security cameras, patient charts with her signature, 2 co-workers who spoke with her face-to-face. Her shift began at 7 p.m. The robbery happened at 9:17 p.m. The hospital was 12 miles away, but none of that mattered. A witness at the pharmacy said the shooter was a woman with a hood and a scar near her eye. Elena had a faint scar from childhood surgery. That was enough. Police brought her in for questioning. She explained calmly where she was. She gave them names, badge numbers, camera locations. The detectives barely wrote any of it down because they already had their story. The pharmacy was in a high-crime area. There was pressure to make an arrest fast, and Elena's face fit the description. They wanted to close the case. They told her the hospital footage was inconclusive. They said the timestamps could be wrong. They claimed her co-workers were confused about the schedule. Her alibi wasn't investigated. It was dismissed. At trial, the prosecution showed the jury a grainy still image from a security camera near the pharmacy. The face was blurry. The height estimate was off by several inches, but the outline looked similar. The defense begged the court to subpoena the hospital's full video archive. They asked for digital clock synchronization records. They asked for phone GPS logs. The judge ruled most of it unnecessary. The jury never saw the hallway camera that showed Elena administering medication at 9:21 p.m. They never heard the nurse who spoke to her at 9:25 p.m. They never learned that the hospital's time system was synced to a federal clock. All they heard was one shaky eyewitness, and the word of detectives who said, "We're confident we have the right person." Elena was convicted. Her daughter was 7 years old when her mother was led away in handcuffs. She watched from the back of the courtroom, holding a stuffed animal, asking why her mom wasn't coming home. Elena was sentenced to 25 years. In prison, time moved differently. Her daughter grew up through letters and phone calls. First missing teeth, first day of high school, graduation, seen through a grainy video screen. Elena filed appeal after appeal, each one denied. 12 years passed. Then a new attorney took her case, not because the system offered help, but because a nursing colleague never stopped believing her. He had saved copies of shift logs. He had remembered the exact hallway camera angle. He had kept emails about that night. A court finally ordered the hospital to release the raw, unedited footage. There it was, Elena in uniform, at 9:16 p.m., checking vitals. At 9:19 p.m., entering medication data. At 9:23 p.m., speaking with a supervisor. Time-stamped, continuous, unbroken. 12 miles away, a woman was being murdered in a pharmacy. Elena never left the hospital. The prosecution's timeline collapsed in minutes. Further review showed the detectives never even requested the full video in the original investigation. They relied on a single blurry frame and ignored everything else. The conviction was overturned. Elena walked out of prison at 39 years old. Her daughter was now an adult. No amount of freedom could give her back 12 lost years. No apology could replace birthdays, school plays, or bedtime stories. The state offered a settlement, money for silence. But the truth was already louder. She had an alibi. It was real. It was proven. And it was ignored. Not because it was wrong, but because it didn't fit the story they wanted to tell. The police had their suspect, and they refused to look back. The alibi wasn't a mistake. The investigation was. And the cost was 12 stolen years of an innocent life. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to encourage our work.